Hello, all my dear friends. This is Maxine Taylor, America's first licensed astrologer. Say that fast 3 times if you can. Um, and I am here to talk about uh, your our May overview, May astrological overview. Today is May 1st. Uh, the time has flown, hasn't it? And I've got some announcements that I know some of you are going to want to hear. So I'm just going to jump in. All righty. First of all, I have gone back to teaching different types, excuse me, different types of astrology students. First of all, I mentor people. And if I mentor you, we meet once a week for as many times as we need to in order to get you set up, not just with astrological knowledge, but to give you the opportunity to become a professional astrologer if you should decide to do that. That's the biggie. It is not a requirement that you do it one-on-one with me. That's a little more expensive than a class session, of course, because it's one-on-one. Okay. By the way, we are still pollinated in Atlanta. Some of you are swimming your way around, and my heart goes out to you. So I can't complain about all the pollen in the air, but I guess I am complaining. Okay, so back to you. I teach regular classes also, and I'm waiting until um, the two planets that are still in the shadows, Mars and Venus. I'm waiting for them to come out of the shadow of the retrograde, um, which will be just a couple of weeks. Let's see, I've got the dates here. Mars comes out of the shadow on May 2nd. That's tomorrow. And oops, lost my place there. And Venus comes out of the shadows on May 15th. So everything I do is going to start on May 15th or shortly thereafter. Now, let's say you don't want to sit in a classroom and you just don't have the cash to uh, do one-on-one private sessions, even though your mouth is watering and you really want to do it. I am going to be offering um, astrology classes on my YouTube channel. Yeah, this channel. But they're going to be different than I normally teach. Those of you who have been my students know uh, we meet in the evening for an hour, right? They call it the Maxine version of an hour. It always goes over because people have questions and I want to be there for my students. So what I'm going to be doing is offering just very short videos, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but I'm going to, and I'm going to include all the information that I share in my regular classes. So if you're, and this, I want to do it a couple of times a week if I can. It's free of charge, and I will teach you everything I can, everything I know about astrology. I will not be interpreting your birth chart. If you want a reading, order it on my website, MaxineTaylor.com. I'm going to give you a very short 5-10 minutes session every single time we talk or I talk and you listen, actually, literally. If you have questions, of course, I will encourage you to send them to me. But if you're asking about something in your own birth chart, you'll want certainly to go to the order form and get a reading with me. I always over deliver. I'm a Gemini. Need I say more? Okay. So once again, once we get through Venus coming from the shadows, moving out of the shadows, um, we'll feel a difference. Now, Mercury goes retrograde shortly thereafter. Can't help it. It goes retro 3 times a year. However, this is the way to do it. And I've taught it this way before, just a little short 5-10 minute, class. I will cover everything. If you have my first book, my first astrology book, now that I've cast it, what do I do with it? It's been updated several times. You might want to use that as your the book that you use. It's simple to understand. If you have questions that do not entail me giving you a reading, I'm going to invite you to send those to me. And I will talk with you about them. I can hardly wait to do this because if I teach it in small bits, you'll be able to get it. And while I'm starting at the beginning, I know many of you are advanced students. You know a lot, but you don't know where to put it, so to speak. What comes first, then second, then third? No problem. I'm going to do it just from start to medium to finish. I would say it'd take about, well, at least 6 months. And it's free of charge. Let me tell you why I do this. I want to live in a world of unconditional love and truth and light. It came to me that I would be thrilled if we had some really good astrologers out there. Well, we do. Many of my clients are super terrific astrologers. You may be one of them. The more you practice astrology in the world, coming from love, the more you'll change it because love is stronger than hate. Love is stronger than war. Love is. And that's why I'm going to be offering online little snips from in sequence, starting after everything comes out of the shadows. So if you have any questions, just shoot me an email, MaxineTaylor.com. We'll talk. Okay, now let's talk about what's going on May 1st. Well, the sun, of course, is in Taurus, and Taurus is slow and practical and logical. They're very difficult to aggravate. And if you have any Taurus in your chart, your mantra on the needlepoint pillow that your mother made for you is, when do we eat? So you understand the basics of life: sleeping, eating, loving. We need you. Now, on the 20th, the sun leaves Taurus, and jumps into Gemini. And what a difference that is. Being a Gemini, I love to laugh. Um, we are the sign of communication, correspondence, and transportation, our mouths and our minds. And so we're very interested in everything and very curious about everything. And it's during this time that I'll probably start offering my little snippets of information on every aspect of astrology. And um, I wish we were here or you were here in person, so we could laugh together. But if I start laughing, hey, can't take a joke, too bad. Um, that is the typical smartass remark. Did she really say that? Yeah, she did. So we're going to have fun. Get your questions ready. Um, if you've always wanted to be an astrologer, and especially if you have strong Uranus, strong Aquarius in your chart, I want to help you be the astrologer that you've always wanted to be. All righty. So that's that. Now, Venus is going to be in Aries all month. Venus is love and beauty, music, art, and it, of course, has been in the shadow. So it's going to stay in Aries for the entire month of May. Uh, and so your love nature is triggered, and it's it's almost like you've been chained up and they took the chains off and you're saying, okay, let's play, let's have fun. Venus is the lesser benefic. Jupiter is the greater benefic. Um, and so everybody loves Venus, and Venus rules sugar. I could go on and on, but you get the drift. Okay, Mercury, what we think about and talk about, has been in Aries, and this triggers a motor mouth. All right, Mercury in Aries just talks. You might say, well, why do they do that? Well, they're the sign of communication, and Aries gets really bored when they're sitting around. So we start there. Then on the 10th, Mercury moves into Taurus, and that's when things get practical. So Mercury moves into Taurus on the 10th. The sun moves out of Taurus on the 20th. And so they're together. They're not retrograde. The sun is never retrograde. Write that down so you won't forget it. And so there's Mercury in Taurus saying, wow, that Aries trip, I'm exhausted. And then on the 25th, Mercury moves into Gemini, its own sign. And if you ever had a time in your life when your brain was going round and round, where you're talking to people, you're moving around, which is exactly what Gemini loves to do anyway. If you've ever done it, I can promise you it will kick in on the 25th of May. Now, Mars, planet of action, it's what you fight with and fight for. It will be in Leo all month. Great, grand, glorious Leo all month. And so, curtain going up, it's time for drama. Mars in Leo. Well, children adore Mars and Leo. And Mars in Leo says, let's play now. Let's do it now. I love that. Jupiter will also be in the same sign, meaning the same house in your birth chart. It's in Gemini. Jupiter is the greater benefic. And so wherever that is in your chart, it expands your thinking, it expands your ideas. And Jupiter is jovial. Jupiter is funny, so have a ball. Now, there's one more thing I want to mention. Saturn, the planet of reality, I call it the planet of responsibility, meaning respond to your ability as a leader in what? Saturn is going to be in Aries. Now, it's been in Pisces, and it's not real happy in Pisces. It'll probably do a lot better in Aries. And I can see a lot of, how do I put this tactfully? A lot of do it now groups saying, let's do it now. And I'm talking about all over the world. Saturn says, I'm doing it my way. And my way is now in Aries. Now, it's going to retrograde back into Pisces for a little bit, but you'll feel the difference. The full moon, when everything comes to a head, is May 12th. It is in 22 degrees of Scorpio. You're going to want to find 22 Scorpio in your birth chart so that you can express and feel and live the full moon. You know, about 4 or 5 days before the full moon, you start getting wound up like a guitar string, and you get a little tense. And the closer it gets to the full moon, the more tense you get. We all do. There's nothing wrong with you. And so get real clear what you would like to bring to a head, what you'd like to accomplish on May 12th, because that's the full moon. 2 weeks later, we got a new moon on the 27th, and that's in 6 degrees of Gemini. Hello, 6 Gemini. And what you'll find is that you've got more energy. You want to get the job done now, which is wonderful. And you can do two things at the same time. I don't mean walk and chew gum. I'm talking about seriously doing two things at the same time. So, are you excited? I'm really looking forward to working with some of you and helping you achieve your dream. Now, if you are interested in adding I don't have this on my website yet, but I'm telling you, you can do it now. If you would like a reading of your financial ability to create abundance. I'm not talking about, just a little money. I'm talking about what your heart desires. If you have questions, shoot me an email, okay? And I will answer them for you. So, till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.